Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another video in my series Craft Room Reorganization, and I'm doing this series as a collab with Yolanda here on YouTube. I'll put the links down below to her channel as well as the playlist that I have for this collab that we're doing. We're also doing another collab called Bash Your Stash, and I'll put the links down below for her videos to that collab as well as my playlist for that one as well. But today we're going to focus on reorganizing something in my stash, and that is my sequins. I have a lot of sequins. I think the reason a person purchases so much sequins is because they're tiny and they're cute, and you think, well, they don't take up a lot of room, but mine have totally outgrown the space that I had for them. So right now I have a lot of my sequins in this bin here behind my 6x6 paper storage, and it's one of those big bins from Michael's that has the individual little iris containers in it for photos, and so that one is totally full. Plus I have, and I'm just gonna pan down here, I have sequins in this Alex unit here. I've got some here, you can see them. And then I've also got some in these. I'm not going to change these ones out. I do like these containers. It's just I don't want to do more of these containers, because what happened is that I've tried to keep them kind of color coordinated and they're kind of not anymore, and I don't want to switch those around. So those are going to stay like that. And I've got some bigger things of sequins and little shaker bits here as well. Then, because I've outgrown my storage, I've been putting ones that I've bought or received in the mail here in this little basket, and it's overflowing. Plus, sorry, I'm just going to pan here slowly. These are ones that I have that are just Halloween themed that I had somewhere else in my room. So I'm hoping to, I probably won't be able to put those in that big iris container thing. But I'm hoping to put some of these bags of sequins that are underneath there into this new bin that I bought here. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. These are ones I bought at Tuesday morning on one of my trips recently to the States. They were a super good deal. These were like $40 in Canada, and I got these I think for $12 or $15. And they're just different shapes and sizes and colors of little kind of chunky glitter sequins. And so I might take these out of the containers and put them in bags. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how much room I have in this once I start rearranging stuff. And if I have room, then maybe I'll do that. So yeah, I kind of want to get all my sequins other than those containers that I showed you in that one drawer into 2 containers that'll go up there. So I'm going to put my camera back on the camera holder, and then I'll show you kind of where I'm at with what I've got for sequins. Okay, so I've got the camera back over my desk, and so this is the bin that I have from Michael's. And you used to be able to use a coupon on these, but now they're considered an everyday value item. So I think that was $24.99, so it wasn't too bad of a price. But I know a lot of people use these to store photos in. And at one time I used this bin to put ephemera in, but I wasn't liking that, and I just found I was never gravitated towards it. So I saved the bin and then decided to use it for my sequins. So none of these are labeled, so that's another thing I want to do, is once they're where I want them, is label them all. So I've just kind of did them by color. So this one is white. This is kind of a fall one, which I totally have outgrown, because when I did be a couple video goes now, because I haven't uploaded them, but I redid that whole calyx unit where these sequins were stored, and I took all the fall themed sequins out of my fall bins. So I want to get those in there. So I've got those to the side somewhere in my room here that I pulled. And then I've got like spring ones, These are sparklets, little mixes, so I've got those in a bin. I've got things to make sequin mixes to put them in. So I don't want to like store those in there if I don't have to, because it takes up space. I bought these at Dollarama. They were really pretty sequins. I bought a bunch of them, but these were some extra ones I had. So I want to put these in little baggies and put them in here. And I do have little baggies. I got those at Dollarama. And then I've got two, and I think I've got 3 or 4 bins of red and pink sequins here. And then there's gold and silver, and yeah, so some of these are like totally overflowing. The packaging, the bin is getting warped. So I want to go through these, see what I've got, and then go through that drawer in my Alex unit and pull the loose ones that are there in baggies, and just keep that drawer for the ones that were in those individual little sized containers. And then I've got this basket here that was, sorry, just gonna move this over here. This little basket here that was on top of my Alex units, and it's got kind of overflow of sequins in it. I had got a bunch of Happy Mail at the border last time I was there, and I'd ordered a bunch of sequin mixes from somebody, and so they're all in here. So I'd like to get those into one of those iris bin things. And then some sequins I bought on a trip to the States that are still in the packaging. And I've got these ones that I pulled from my Valentine stash when I reorganized that, and they're in these bottles, and I'd like to get them out of these bottles and put into bags because these just take up too much room. And I've got these that I bought at Dollar Tree this year. They're Valentine ones, so put those in a smaller Ziploc bag, and then I think I'm going to try and get these into bags as well. These are cute little containers, but they just take up a lot of room. So we'll hopefully can do something with that. Then I've got diamond dots down here, and I'll keep those in the containers and keep those in here. And then my Nouveau drops. I want to keep this basket for Nouveau drops and diamond dots. And then these are beads and stuff, so I'm going to take these out of the jars and put them where they go with beads, I think, instead of having them here. And I've got a few sequin mixes down here, so I'm going to put those in baggies as well. I think I got these in some swaps. So that'll be nice to kind of clear that up, and it's not so packed full of stuff here. And then, like I showed you, those Halloween mixes I want to try and incorporate in these bins here as well. So I'm going to start organizing them by color and seeing what I've got and what I need to label, and I'll show you some progress here in a little bit. Okay, I went through that white Alex unit there and that had the sequins in it as well. And I pulled what I thought could go in baggies, so I got this here. I'll try and put this in a different kind of bag. And then I pulled these things that are in jars here. They take up a lot of room, and so I'm going to put those in baggies as well. These are going to go with my button stash. This I'll put in a baggie. These were some sequin mixes, some loose ones I had. This one I think was one I made for some shakers I'd made, so I'll put these in the bin as well, and then I'll take these out of the containers, put those in baggies. And then this here, I got this at I think a dollar store, and I'll take these out because they're a pain when you go to get them. They go all over the place, and put these in baggies and put this with my red sequins and mixes. So that'll give me some extra room in those drawers there. It won't be so crowded. So I'll be back with some more progress. Okay, back with the progress report. So I took all of those sequins out of those bottles and those packages of autumn sequins and put them in bags. So that's all of these here. And I've taken all of the loose sequin mixes and put them on the table here, and all of these containers out of that one thing. And I'm gonna sort them into the colors. So for instance, I have red here, but it's like overflowing. So I'm gonna grab a empty container, and start another thing of red and go through all the ones that I've bought that are sequin mixes that are kind of Valentine's themed, and any red ones that I packaged up that were in those bottles, and make as many red as I need to, and then I'll do the same with pink and then all the other colors. And I think that's the easiest way of sorting it. I like to come back with progress reports just to tell you kind of what I'm doing, because I don't want to just do, okay, this is what it looked like and this is what the end result is. Because I think if you don't have any kind of progress reports along the way, you don't really know how to attack certain areas of your room, because some people struggle with organizing. I think keys to organizing, number one, is knowing what space you can dedicate in your room for that item or product, and then finding the right containers that work for it, and not kind of half piecing it and kind of making do. I know that Harbor Freight sells some cool sequin containers, but I don't live in the States, and the thing is, if I buy one and it doesn't fit all my sequins, then I've got to wait till the next time I go down to the States. I think for me, this is what's going to work best. Yeah, it's a bulkier way to store sequins, but I haven't found anything that works as good. A lot of those containers that you can buy for sequins that are super expensive, sure, they hold a lot of sequin mixes, but they're really tiny. They're like the size of a Tic Tac container, and a lot of the sequin mixes that you buy, or loose sequins that you buy, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 of those to fit your package of sequins. So I'm hoping that this will be a good solution for me. So I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a progress report there and show you where I'm at, and then I'll come back in a little bit and show you what I've accomplished so far. Okay, be back in a bit. All right, guys, so I'm back with the final results of organizing my sequins, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So in this container, this is the new one that I got, I have all the colors, and the other one is more holiday themed. So I've got pink, red, yellow, green, summer, purple Easter, silver, autumnal, gold, white, and then my sequin mixes that I've bought that are already mixed together. And then I went through all the containers, and any that were still in original packaging that wasn't a self-sealing bag, I put them in the Ziploc bags. So that's that container. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, and I'll show you the other container. And so this was the original one I had. And so I've put Christmas, Valentine's, these sparklets, which they're kind of like sequin mixes, but they're more gems than sequins. And then blue, black, fuchsia, because I don't use as many of those colors. And then autumn themed ones, and then Halloween, and then a miscellaneous. So I had 2 containers like this with Halloween in it, and I was able to empty one whole container, so that's awesome. And then I emptied all those jars that I had showed you at the beginning and put those in baggies, those sequins in baggies, and put them in here. I've only got one empty one, and then I'm missing one. So I'm not sure if these are going to fit in there. I'm gonna take some of these out and see how many I can get in one of these, and if I can get half of them in here, then I'll buy another one of these at Michael's and put all these in here as well. And then I'll get that out of the calyx unit. So I'm gonna put these back in on the calyx unit where they go, and then I'll take my camera off and I'll show you how it looks in the calyx unit, and then how that drawer looks that I took all those shakers out of those bottles out of. And if you guys don't have one of these little vacuums, this is from We Are Memory Keepers. I really recommend these. It's great when you're doing sequins and you know those little bits that are left from the sequins. It really is great at vacuuming it up, and it comes with a little charging cord in the top here, and then there's a little plug here to plug in the USB to charge it. And yeah, I highly recommend this if you don't have one of these. Okay, so I'll take my camera off the tripod and then I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so here's this drawer here. I was able to take some bottles out of here and make it a little less crowded, so that's great. And then nothing changed in this drawer here. And then this is what the completed calyx unit looks like now. Everything's all organized, looking neat and tidy, and there are my sequins back there and there. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks a lot better now. So if you haven't already checked out part 1 of reorganizing this calyx unit, be sure to check it out as well as the other videos in the playlist for this series. And I'll also leave the links down below for my other series that I'm doing on Bash Your Stash with Yoli Bean, and I'll leave the link to my Instagram as well, and some other videos that haven't gotten a whole lot of love that maybe you might want to check out. So I hope you have all have an awesome day. Take care, and bye for now.